Good morning. I'm Dan DeRose with 19 News, coming to you from our digital desk. We've just gotten in some brand new video of a crash early this morning on I-71 northbound near the Denison exit. It's a video like this that you watch and you'll see it for yourself, and you're going to step away and say, how did no one die from this, including the driver, who's now charged with driving under the influence. It happened at about 1 o'clock this morning early. What I'm going to do is I want to show you just very quickly the actual crash itself before we show you sort of the full scenario of what happened, because it is just jarring to see this. And again, to say that everyone survived is pretty incredible. Let me show you, first of all, the damage to a couple of the vehicles involved. We'll explain in a second. This is a vehicle from the North Coast Emergency Service Vehicle. You see these on the highway from time to time. They helped stranded motorists, people who break down. We'll explain what they were doing in this crash. This is the Chevy that hit it from behind, that, according to the Ohio State Patrol, was being driven by a Caitlin M. Jones, 31 years old, of Shaker Heights. She has been charged with DUI. She was taken to the hospital. She was found to have a blood alcohol level of 0.170. That's more than double the legal limit. And again, when you see just the aftermath of the truck that she slammed into, it's incredible. And it also shows the job that North Coast Emergency Service Vehicle was doing. And the reason it was there was to block an Ohio State Highway Patrol vehicle who had just pulled over a vehicle. Let me show you the crash first. Keep an eye on the left-hand side of your screen. Boom, right there. And again, how Caitlin Jones, who, according to the Ohio State Patrol, not only intoxicated but also not wearing a seatbelt, how she survived is pretty impressive. But now let's set up this whole thing with the full crash video. The Ohio State Highway Patrol, that's the middle vehicle, had pulled over a vehicle, and that SUV just decided to stop in that right lane. Not exactly sure why that vehicle didn't pull off onto the shoulder. So when that happened, that emergency vehicle back there with the flashers on it is providing sort of blocking, and boom, that's the vehicle that comes in. That North Coast big truck that was there was doing its job. It was being used as a shield for the trooper car in the middle, who had pulled over the front SUV and just stopped in that right lane. And there are questions as to why that person, and you can see they're going to get back in their car here and now pull over to the shoulder. So the question is, this wasn't a disabled vehicle. It wasn't like, see right there, the vehicle can clearly move. And so why, when that person was pulled over by the State Highway Patrol, why they didn't pull over to the shoulder to begin with? And now you're going to see both that driver, and he or she is going to wave up the Ohio State Highway Patrol. The trooper went back to their vehicle, presumably to call for extra help, now call for an ambulance. And you'll see them come up here in just a second and pull out the Caitlin Jones out of that destroyed Chevy Trax. Now, we should say that Chevy Silverado that was the North Coast Emergency Service Vehicle was being driven by a Rufus Kilpatrick. He was in the truck at the time that crash happened, and we're being told he received minor injuries. But that's exactly what he was there to do. As we see the trooper now approach the vehicle, he was there to be used as a blocking or a shield for the Ohio State Highway Patrol trooper vehicle. And I'm going to start that video over again now that you're a little bit orientated. So that front vehicle, the black one, the SUV, that's the vehicle that had been pulled over by the trooper. The trooper is the vehicle behind that. You can see the bright light on it. And then it's the North Coast Emergency Service Vehicle with the flashing lights that is full on in that right lane, But here comes Caitlin M. Jones. We're being told at a high rate of speed. There is no slowing whatsoever. There did not appear to be any braking. Let's watch it again. It's not like that vehicle is slowed down. It does appear to maybe drift into the next left lane, but not by much when that collision happens. Again, I'll say it as I said at the top of this. How did everyone survive this, especially Caitlin Jones, who, according to the Ohio State Highway Patrol, when she collided with that emergency service vehicle, was intoxicated, blood alcohol level of 0.170. The legal limit is 0.08. So if you're at 0.17, you're over 2 times the legal limit, now facing OVI charges. She'll be cited through the Cleveland Municipal Court for a number of charges, assuring a clear distance, OVI, a high test OVI, and driving with a suspended license. I'm going to show you the pictures of the vehicle from the ground. Again, this is the truck that she collided with. This is the emergency service truck. You can see the back right end shows the majority of the damage, which does say that at least at maybe the last second, sort of, she tried to get left. Doesn't appear that she slowed down at all. But it does appear that she clipped the back driver portion of that truck. And here is what is left of her Chevy Trax, just completely mangled metal there. And she survived, but now facing a number of serious charges, including OVI, causing this major crash and collision and spinning out here. Again, this was at about 1:16 this morning, early morning, and the pictures just show the dangers of driving while intoxicated, not only for the driver, but emergency service personnel, the first responders that are out there on our road at that time of night. That has to be just a terrifying job, knowing that at 1:16, 1 o'clock, 1:30, 2 in the morning, the potential for drunk drivers is apparently pretty high. Wanted to bring you this video. This just happened this morning. We just got the video in from, I believe we've got that from ODOT to wrap that story up. If we have any other news that breaks, any new video, any news conferences, it'll be right here on our digital platforms. Otherwise, make sure you catch us on our 11 o'clock news on CW43 and our noon news on Channel 19. Until then, I'm Dan DeRose with 19 News. Have a good morning.